You want to know why most of you won't succeed in life? It's not because you're not smart. It's not because you don't have great ideas. It's because you're focusing on the wrong things. You're focusing on what's happening around you. You're focusing on what happens on this device instead of focusing on your own life, instead of focusing on your own vision. This generation is too preoccupied with what's happening in the news, what's happening in society, politics, religion. They're obsessed with celebrities. They're obsessed with content creators. They're obsessed with streamers. They're obsessed with video games, music, athletes, all kinds of nonsense that won't improve their own lives. When I was a kid, my parents would tell me, focus on yourself. Don't focus on what little Timmy down the street is doing. And at the time, it seemed inconsequential. But as technology has advanced, we are now looking at little Timmy down the street on steroids, both literally and figuratively. We let this digital world consume us to the point where we forget who we are as a person. We forget that we are the protagonist of our own story, and we begin to focus on other people, become obsessed, become invested, instead of becoming invested in our own life, in our own story. It's impossible for you to succeed and become the person you were meant to be if you're hyper focused on whatever celebrity gossip is happening in the media. It's impossible for you to become who you're meant to be if you don't lock in on your own goals, on your own vision, on becoming the leader of your own life. And I find it both annoying and saddening that every time I go on social media, I see so many young people that are completely lost in the sauce. They idolize random people that, just like me, just random people on the internet making videos. There's nothing special about an Aiden Ross. There's nothing special about a Kai Cenat. There's nothing special about a Clavicular, a Sneeko, a Andrew Tate. They're all just ordinary people who focused on their own vision, on their own life story, on their own goals. You're falling into a trap. You really are. I don't know how many times it has to be told to you, but focusing on yourself is what you're supposed to be doing, not on others. If you focus on other people, you will never, ever, ever find what you were meant to do, where you were meant to be, who you were supposed to become. I don't understand how some people just lose themselves in social media. You know who I'm talking about. You might be one of them. The people who have no friends, they don't have any hobbies, they don't have any goals. They're literally zombies whose sole purpose is to consume content. Chronically unemployed, critically online. They know everything about what's happening in the social media circles. Did you see Asmongold's new girlfriend? Did you see Andrew Tate beefing with Sneeko? You know Low Tier God is a deadbeat dad. They know everything about everything when it comes to the internet, when it comes to celebrity. But when it comes to their own vision, their own goals, their own dreams, they don't know anything. Ask them a question about what they did on the weekend, other than watch content. They can't answer it. What's your favorite book? They don't read books. When was the last time you went on a walk? They don't walk. They don't exercise. They don't do anything. They're literally NPCs in their own story. How do you become an NPC in your own story? It's so frustrating. I don't understand it. And then they see a guy like me who tries to escape and become his own person, and they want to drag you back down. A lot of these people don't have critical thinking skills. That's the other thing. This generation has lost the ability to think critically because of the short form content that has rot their brain. It's an inability to analyze situations logically. They don't realize that everything they see on the internet is fake. They don't realize that guys like me who are creating the content, yes, I do a little bit of research. Yes, I do know what's happening in the media, but I know because I'm making the content for you to consume. I'm not doing it just for shits and giggles. I'm not doing it because I'm truly emotionally invested in these stupid storylines that are made up by marketing teams. They've got you. They pulled the hood over your head and you don't even realize it. And the years go by. I've seen people in this condition that don't advance. They get stuck. That's the easiest, fastest way for you to fall behind in life. Being obsessed with the people around you, being obsessed with celebrity. Back in the day, older generations didn't need to worry about becoming hyper fixated on random people on the internet because there was no internet. You're brainwashed. I guess that's what it comes down to, right? You're brainwashed. You don't even realize that you're trapped. You don't even realize that you're being used. You don't even realize that your energy is being stolen from you. You've been indoctrinated into the cult of celebrity, the cult of hypercapitalism, and nobody's going to save you. Maybe there'll be the one-off voice like me who comes out here and tells you the truth and you'll ignore it and continue being an NPC in your own story. But for the most part, nobody cares if you fail. That's the thing that you need to remember. Everybody thinks that somebody's going to come save them. Everybody thinks that there's going to be a lifeguard jumping in and pulling you out of that pool when you're drowning. But that's not the case in life. It's sink or swim. It's dog eat dog. Nobody's going to help you. Nobody's going to save you. Nobody's going to show you the path. And nobody needs to. It's your own responsibility. The path is in front of you already. The path is easy to find. The path to success is one of the easiest things to find in this existence. It's going down the path that's hard. It's jumping over the obstacles in your way. That's the difficult thing. And nobody's going to hold your hand. You're going to wake up one day as an old person with nothing to show. Oh, I knew what was happening with Aiden Ross and his girlfriend. It makes no sense to me. I don't understand how you guys can fall down this rabbit hole. I don't understand how some of y'all can sit at home and watch a guy hang out in the club, popping bottles, hanging out with the models, making millions of dollars, doing all this crazy stuff. Meanwhile, you're in your house watching him instead of being the person doing those things, instead of being the person on the camera, talking, speaking their mind, gaining acolytes, becoming somebody, finding themselves. Is it really that hard? Is life really that stressful that you want to escape that badly, that you've forsaken yourself? You've plugged into the matrix voluntarily? You don't care anymore? You don't care about this existence? You don't care about becoming somebody? As long as you can escape your stress, which I assure you is probably not even anything that stressful. Some of y'all just don't have fortitude, man. You don't got a spine. You don't know how to overcome adversity. So you rather hide. You rather stick your head in the sand like an ostrich because you don't want to face your fears. You don't want to face your obstacles. You don't want to face your struggles. You don't want to put yourself out there. Well, I got bad news for you. If you don't put yourself out there, if you don't make yourself known, nobody will know you. Your existence will be inconsequential to this story of humanity. And no one will care. Nobody will have pity for you because it's not their problem. You're not the celebrity. You're not important. You're a nobody. Wake up. Become somebody. Go find your passion. Go find what makes you tick. Go make some money. Become somebody important, successful, somebody that people will follow, somebody that people will listen to. And you know how you do that? It's not by pretending to be a leader. It's not by pretending to be important. It's about doing. Build something. If you build it, they will come. Sounds corny, sounds cliche, but it's the truth. That's what makes a real leader. When you start to do something, when you start to find out who you are, not who Aiden Ross is, not who Kai Cenat is, not who Clavicular is, not who whatever trending celebrity is. When you find out who you are and you start to build on that and you start to have a voice and you start to show fruits, other people will follow you. But I've said it before. I don't think that most people are built to be leaders. They want to be leaders. Everybody wants to be successful. Everybody wants to be the guy who sits in front of a camera and talks and people listen to him. Everybody wants to be the famous guy, but they're not built for it. And maybe you're just not built for it. Maybe you were built to be a nobody. Maybe you were built to be an NPC, a side character in your own life story. I don't know. I damn well know that that's not my case. The choice is yours. I'm going to continue speaking facts. I'm going to continue trying to pull people out of the system. But like I know, most people won't want to listen. Most people want to just, forget about life. They want to do drugs. They want to party. They want the easy way. And what's easier than watching somebody else make it and celebrating their triumphs while forgetting your woes, forgetting your shortcomings, ignoring them, hiding from them, living in fear of what you could become if you just locked in. I'm no fucking guru. I'm just a guy on the internet talking. I'm just yapping and yapping. But I'm spitting facts. And you know that I'm spitting facts. You've heard all this stuff before. It's not like rocket science. It's not like I'm inventing this stuff out of thin cloth. I'm just telling you what I know, what I've seen. And it's common sense. The truth always goes to the top. But you're not going to listen, are you? Maybe some of you will. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. Maybe some of you will listen and change your lives and become somebody, something. But most of you won't. Most of you will watch this video and say, this guy's a hater. In fact, I would argue that most of you will only watch the first 30 seconds of this video. You can't handle the truth. That's the bottom line. But I would challenge you today to go find yourself, to go on your social media and unfollow all the celebrities. Go to your YouTube, not interested. Remove them. Go for a walk. Read some books. Start to focus on you as an individual. You got to get your mind right if you want to get your life right. That's the most I can tell you. That's my advice. Go do that. But before you do that, make sure you subscribe to this channel if you want to hear more truths.